I'm a big believer in once you're warm, I want to stay warm. I think anyone had these like multiple day tournaments before where you get so sore. Anyone? No. I have all time. That lactic acid builds up. It's because you get hot, you get cold, you get hot, you get cold. Sometimes in the practice, when a coach is just showing you way too much technique and you sit there and you start falling asleep, you need to be warm again. I'm going to try to avoid that as hard as a little detail, but I'll try to avoid it. If you feel like you're starting to get sore, stand up. See this guy's bouncing? I'm cool with that. As long as you pay attention. Good? All right, good. So, we're going to work on some snap downs, guys. A few little things I picked up, actually wrestling guys from India, wrestling guys from Russia. Cal Sanderson. Anyone know who Cal Sanderson is? No. Pretty good wrestler, not bad, right? A little thing about snap downs. I was actually watching the Penn State guys, why they have such vicious snap downs. And then I compiled it with, again, I wrestled and trained a lot with guys, Olympic bronze medalist in India, named Bajrang. Really, really good. He actually grew up wrestling in sand pits, where your feet are moving. So if you're gonna pull a guy down, you better have a good grip, right? So one thing that these guys do, so first of all, we're always told a lot, you know, the collar tie up here. I've been trying to get away from collar ties because, first of all, your elbows are up, way up high right here. A good wrestler's going to jack up an underhook right away, right? You have a collar tie. Also, if you're trying to snap him at his neck, you're fighting all of this muscle right here, right? His neck, his traps, everything right here. There's a lot of muscle right here, right? So what I'll do is I'll use my free hand. I'm going to start pulsing it on his bicep right here. Little trick, right? This keeps your elbow in. Right here, underhooks every day, right? Elbow in right here, he tries to underhook. Same control, just you can't underhook. Does that make sense? Also using my hands like a pitcher of the praying mantis. Okay, so make contact right here. Always down. Next thing, on the snap down, instead of snapping at the neck that we just covered, I'm gonna start snapping at the top of his head. Like right at top, right there on the screen. Alright? So what I do when I do my snap down, I ride up hard with my elbow right here, I bump him to stand him up. So Cal Sanderson knows he's really good at it. Bumps hard, this hand's coming on top of the head right here. This is a snap. All right, and again, if you think about biomechanics of it, wherever your spine is being pushed, or wherever your head's turning, is where your body's gonna go. Like if I push my head enough, it's gonna start spinning. When I push up, it's gonna start spinning, right? So again, when I snap right here, I'm not controlling his head. His head can still move. When I'm controlling the top of his head, his spine is being elongated, I pull him down. All right, so I think if you follow these two things, it's gonna help you guys snap it off. Up top right here, better control, and also bump with your shoulder. Stand him up, pull down. Stand up, pull down. All right, so we're gonna play around with this, guys. If you can, get him down to the mat. We're not even worried about finishing right now. I want you to worry about generating power. All right, so if I'm gonna make contact, I push in. He's gonna push back and use that against him. Right, ride hard right here, top of the head. All right, notice I stayed on my feet. I was able to move, find a corner. Also, hip power, ab power, everything is being generated. Anyone ever done those battle ropes? Anyone? Yes? Show hands. Okay. We do this type of stuff. You're moving. Prime example. This is it right here. Everything snapping hard. All right. This guy in India, I watched him after practice. You got those bands, hook him up to like a pull-up bar, just doing this nonstop. I'm like, oh, it makes sense why they're so strong in this position, right? So I'm gonna play around with guys. We're gonna go 2 each switch, just getting a feel for riding hard, snap, riding hard, snap. If you want to push, circle, that's fine. And everything in this motion. We're gonna make contact, boom, right here. Right here, push it in, ride up hard, stand him up, snap it up. All right, go again. Over here, push it. All right. I guess the last key point you guys can think about, ideally you want to snap him down to the mat where you can't move. When you start getting good at it, you start throwing his head to the outside, getting angles, right? We'll work that a little bit coming up, but right now, it's all about bumping, snapping, bumping, snapping. One more time. High right here, bump right here, top of the head. Right, push it back in. Got it? Let's go. Any questions? Go. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.